a day. Nice fish right here. Later, dude. Good evening. Welcome everybody to another episode of Kayak Bass Live on a Tuesday night at 7 p.m. And we're a little earlier than usual. Woohoo! Look at that. 7-ish. All right. Let's just pray we have internet connection that rolls through. My internet has actually been acting a little bit better lately. I don't know what the deal is, but yeah. So knock on wood. Knock on wood. We've got a green signal looks like here. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad. Whatever happened is not so much an issue anymore. So want to thank everybody for tuning in. Reminder, as always, we upload an archive or show on YouTube, so give us a follow and while you're at it, give us a follow on Instagram. So if there's any episodes that you've missed in the past and you want to check them out, you can, in addition to checking them out on Facebook, you can go over to YouTube, look us up, Kayak Bass Live, and give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, etc., etc. And like I said, while you're at it, go over to Instagram and give us a like or a follow on there, and start using the hashtag Kayak Bass Live for a chance to be featured on the episode. Hey, David, do you happen to have can you pull up an Instagram account and grab a picture from there if you would? Some here shortly before all of our intros are over.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So
I'll find somebody. Cool.
Right on. So, yeah, use the hashtag Kayak Bass Live, and we will share your picture on here. And, yeah, you can. So, with that, yeah, all right. So, get signed up. The June No Limit Online Photo Contest. Yakabass is doing signups currently. All fish over 12 inches count. It's like an MLF style, so every single fish you catch in this Yakabass Online Photo Contest will count. It's an unlimited amount of catches, so the guy, 5-pounders or 20 inchers count too, but maybe the guy who caught 412 inches in the month of June actually wins. So get over there, sign up. It's $25 to enter. It runs June 1st through the 30th, and that's the next day or two, right? When is the 1st? Tomorrow? I don't know. I haven't done a calendar.
The 31 days in May? I'm not sure. It's coming up. The next couple of days.
Actually, no, it is 31 days. There's only 30 days in April. So it's the day after tomorrow is the first day of that photo contest. So get signed up. And reminder, Big Old Pig year-long Big Fish Photo Contest, $15. It ends on December 15th. So get signed up for that as well. Opportunity to win a little more cash while out there fishing. So, right on. We also have, I want to remind everybody, the Kelsey Bass Ranch Kayak Invitational. It is... basically your opportunity to enter is pretty much over. It's coming up. We'll have Steve on here later this evening, and we'll be doing the drawing for that because it is an invitational, and all but 2, I believe, sponsors actually selected anglers. So there's actually 2 additional spots. So there'll be 12 anglers drawn on, and we're actually going to draw for a couple alternates, just in case some of the sponsored anglers can't show up, or if some of the random drawn anglers can't show up either. So we will have a I don't know, waiting list, I guess you would call it, for those anglers as well. So
sweet opportunity, man.
But yeah, so we don't want to talk about that. We have Steve coming on later on, and we'll handle all that later. So Yeah, man, I'm excited. Upcoming events across the nation this week: KBF Trail events, Lake Whitney, Peconic River System, Reelfoot Lake, Summit Lake, Bella Vista Lakes. Also, Carolina kayak anglers on Baden Lake, kayak anglers Central New York and Oneida. And is this right? I hate when I do this. I believe that is, yeah. So Oneida Lake and River Bastion in Bristol, Indiana. You got quite a few events going on this weekend. So if you want to fish, get out there and do it. Next week, KBF Trail events on Caddo Lake and Pymatuning. I've seen that area reservoir. So I've seen that. Yeah, I don't know how you say it. Pymatuning, whatever. The reservoir. It's a KBF Trail event and a Kayak Anglers of Western PA, like a joint event, I believe. And then there's also the Cats event on Lake Travis in Texas, or I believe Travis in Texas. Anyways, so there's also another Cats event next week as well. So there's a lot of events coming up. Like I said way back when I did this calendar, there's damn near a kayak event every weekend all the way through like November practically. So every weekend. So if you want to fish, get out there and do it. Sign up. Let's go over. Yeah. I realize I kind of burned through all this real quick. But anyways,
it's all good. We gotta get to the good stuff anyways.
Yeah, it's all about the juice.
Right.
So let's go over some results. KBF Trail on Lake Sinclair. I didn't write how many anglers they had, but I do have the top three. Trent Martin, 86 inches. Second place went to Richard Offner. O-F-N-E-R, Offner. If I mispronounce your name, you're watching, I apologize. 86 and a quarter. And Bogdan Korostetsky. I don't even know. It looks like it might be Russian. It's a really bizarre, hard to read last name. It's not typical. Anyways, first place, 88 and 3/4 inches. Also had a big fish of 20 inches. So congratulations to you fellas. The KBF Trail Toad Fest on the Marsh. Jonathan Broach had 93 and 3/4 inches for third. Brian Nelly, 95 and a quarter for second. And Peter Perez, 96 inches for first. The big fish went to Jerry Burdine with a 24-inch big fish. Big congratulations. That's quite the big fish and quite the numbers being pulled. There's also the KBF One Night Stand, which I'm totally disappointed that I missed because I really would have liked to participate in that. And
yeah, fun. I was at work. I was up all night, but I was working. So
the KBF One Night Stand, top three, third place, Drew Mixon with a 41 and a quarter. 41. This is best two fish. It's not your best three, like in our everyday kind of kayak tournaments. This is the best two, which is makes it a little bit easier to do fare well. But
I didn't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So
get a couple giants. I know a lot of people went up to Clear Lake in our area, so you can get a couple big fish at Clear Lake, no problem.
I think Lavoie went up there. That's how he did well, and he got a
qualified.
Yeah, he qualified. The two guys that already qualified above him, they kicked down, and now he's going to national championship next year, which was his ultimate goal. So, anyways, third place, Drew Mixon, 41 and a quarter. So that means he averaged basically 20 and a half inches. So that's pretty good. Second place, Bryce Gibbs, 41 and a half. And then Tony Yang, 48 and a half. That's 224 and a quarter inch fish, basically, on average, right? And then Tony Yang had the big fish of 26 and a half. So 26 and a half minus 48, he still had a toad either way. It's a 22 inch second fish. Anyway, so congratulations to all those gentlemen who fished KBF One Night Stand and all the qualifiers for the national championship. MSKA, Jackson County Shootout. We do have the winner on here, Brandon Keene, and we'll bring him on here in a minute. But let's go ahead and do the rundown from fifth place all the way up. They had 157 anglers at this event. Holy cow.
That's a big event, man. That's a big event.
Yeah. And
a lot of kayak.
That's a lot of kayakers. It was an open launch, and they had the opportunity to fish 3 different lakes, but we'll talk to Brandon about that here in a little bit. In fifth place, Jeremy Smith, 46 and a quarter inches. Fourth place, Jody Queen, 46 and 3/4 inches for fourth. Third place, Bill Simmons, 48 inches. Second place, Tim Isaacs, 48 and a half. And in first place, Brandon Keene, 54.5 inches. Congratulations to all those gentlemen. The big fish went to Bill Simmons with a 22.25-inch fish. So we will we'll bring Brandon on here in a minute. Remember, go ahead and share the stream for the opportunity to win some trapper hooks. And use the hashtag Rig It, Lock It, Land It. The winner from last week will be drawn at the end of the show. I believe we should have 2 weeks. Did you get the week previous to, David? Because last week I missed it. So.
Get it.
Okay.
No
Okay, cool. David will get that. We'll get that brought up. So we should have 2 drawings this week. Go ahead.
For the hashtag Kayak Bass Live, let's bring it up. It is our buddy Adam with Blue Collar Anglers has a picture of his wife out there. Let me share my screen real quick, guys. They've been using our hashtag, been seeing their pictures everywhere. Boom. You got that, Wes?
Yeah, here, let me transfer it over. Let me scale it up a little bit here. Bring it back. You got it?
Yeah.
Boom.
There's Holly.
Use the hashtag Kayak Bass Live. And, yeah. So with that, let's go ahead and play our Trapper Tackle commercial. Remember to share the stream and use the hashtag Rig It, Lock It, Land It, and tag Trapper Tackle every opportunity you can. And here's the commercial. We'll be right back with Brandon Keene. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We have the champion, the Jackson County Shootout, Brandon Keene, Mountain State Kayak Anglers in West Virginia on tonight to talk about his win. Big congratulations, Brandon.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm glad you came on. I reached out to him Sunday night, and he responded pretty quickly, and yeah, I'm glad to have him on, man. 157 anglers, man. He topped the field.
Yeah, there's a lot of great anglers, man. Bunch of boats.
Yeah, and to boot, it was actually Brandon's first kayak tournament. Was it your first? Yeah, it was your first kayak tournament, correct? Not just your first.
It was.
Yeah. So
very first tournament.
That's crazy, man. That's insane. Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
Big for your first tournament.
Yeah. Hold on, I got to put auto switch back on here. There we go. Boom. Cool. So I can switch between David and myself, so that way it's not all goofy. You don't hear him talking and looking at me. So with that, let's get rolling, man. What do you do for a living, Mr. Brandon Keene?
I'm an electrician. I've been doing it for several years now. Commercial, industrial, residential, a little bit of everything.
Right on, right on. Get a little closer to your screen, David, so everybody can see up your nose. I I'm just giving you crap because I had it switched to you and you moved your face real close. Yeah. Anyways, so how did you actually get started in fishing, man? Not kayak fishing, but just fishing in general.
Man, I've always had a passion for it. I've always wanted to fish. It just comes natural, I guess, man. I love being out on the water. Every opportunity I get, that's what I'm doing, man. Even if it's just an hour, just love being on the water. Just to fit.
Right on. Yeah, I was hoping for some sort of some great story where you're walking down the street with a fishing pole and your neighbor told you to come on over or something, but it's all good.
With an old cane pole.
Yeah, yeah, or like the old Andy Griffith style.
Yeah. Nice.
But anyways, yeah. So, when and how did you actually get into kayak fishing?
I've actually been kayak fishing for probably 2, maybe 3 years now. Me and my father always fished out of a John boat. But kayak fishing down here really didn't blow up till, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and I followed it a lot. Thought it'd be cool, so I ditched the John boat and got a kayak, and it was downhill from there, man. I love it. I actually just had a Bass Tracker Pro Team 175. Nice boat, man, but it just didn't do what the kayak did, so I sold the bass boat and stuff with the kayak, man. I'd rather be in a kayak.
Yeah, you and me both.
That says a lot. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I love it. There's nothing like it, so I wouldn't have it any other way.
Sweet. What's our next question? So what clubs and circuits? Well, technically this is your first tournament, so you wouldn't necessarily have a whole bunch of them to fish. But what clubs and circuits do you plan to fish?
I'm gonna stick with Mountain State Kayakers for right now, man. Like I said, this is my first tournament. I'm pretty new to it. I'd like to get a feel of how everything works. I do follow KBF. Eventually, we'll see how it goes. I'd eventually like to do the KBF. But I think right now I'm just gonna stick with Mountain State Anglers. Great group of guys, man. Very friendly people. I got several good buddies that fish the club. They've had nothing but nice things to say about it. It's just an all-around good club.
Right on, man. And to say that too, says a lot. In addition to it's quite evident by the fact that you guys had 157 guys show up to fish, and the event. I believe that speaks volumes.
Man, I was so excited the day of. I had no idea that there's going to be that many anglers there. We had the choice to fish 3 different lakes. I was kind of worried that it might be a little crowded because I tried pre-fishing Woodruff Lake, or it didn't pan out. So and it was pretty crowded that day. So I was pretty nervous when the tournament actually came around that it'd be kind of crowded and you couldn't hardly move because there's so many boats out the day before. But no, man, it worked out great. So Elk Fork, that's my lake, man. I love it.
Right on. So
that's a lot. I mean, when we have like 50 out there, it seems like a lot. That's 100 and whatever, 50 something. That's insane. That's a lot of people out in the lake.
Yeah, it's I was talking to Wes yesterday, and he said the norm for you guys is like 50 anglers.
Yeah.
When we was fishing the tournament, I think there might have been maybe 60 60 anglers on that particular lake, Elk Fork Lake. Like I said, we had our choice between Elk Fork Lake, O'Brien Lake, and Woodrum's Lake. I actually pre-fished Woodrum's. It didn't work out. The morning of, I was decided whether to go to Elk Fork or O'Brien Lake. I've caught a lot of nice fish out of O'Brien. But I don't know that lake as well as I do Elk Fork, so being my first tournament, I decided to go where I was most comfortable. I know the lake. I fish it, tremendously. I fish it a lot. So I just went where I felt was comfortable.
Right on. That's the best way to do it, man. Go where you're confident. You don't want
Right.
to go out there and be completely lost. Yeah, a lot pre-fishing, or not even necessarily pre-fishing, but even just scouting can go a long ways rather than completely fishing blind.
Yeah, I believe that as well. Of course, I'm out all the time, man. I go fishing. Probably the wife gets on me sometimes, but I go out there, like I said, as often as I can, man. I can't get enough of it. So it was just Elk Fork, man. I can't say enough about that lake. It was real good to me that day. It's been good to me in the past. A lot of nice fish out there. Not necessarily the 5-pounder. When I caught that in the tournament, that there made my day. Just coming out of that lake, man, because you don't have 5-pounders that often coming out of that lake. So
Rare
yeah,
fish
it was made when I caught that one. What's that?
So one of those rare fish on the right day.
Yeah, and the weather was. I couldn't ask for better weather, man. It was perfect. Nice overcast, little drizzle. It was just a perfect day to be out on the water, man. Especially to be fishing my first tournament. So yeah, good day.
Right on. So, our next question, you kind of jumped ahead a little bit, but it's all right. Our next question, man, we have quite a few people asking. It's next on my list. What kayak you fishing out of?
It's the 2016 Vibe Seagulls 130.
Right on. And you said previously you were fishing out of what is the Field and Stream Shadowcaster?
Yeah, it was Field and Stream Shadowcaster. Excellent kayak. The only issue I had with it is the back rest was real low. You couldn't set it more than a couple hours and it'd wear my back out, man. But other than that, man, that very stable kayak. It was just an all-around good kayak. So, yeah.
So what made you switch to Vibe Seagulls, and what makes it the kayak the reason why it's the kayak you're in now?
I got a buddy he also is a member of Mountain State Kayak Anglers, Nathan Finn. He messaged me. He was talking about getting a new kayak. I said, "What are you getting, man?" He said, "You need to check out the Vibe Seagulls 130." I did my research on it because at the time, like I said, I had the Shadowcaster, but I wanted something with a better seat. And he said, "Man, you got to check this kayak out." I did my research on it, and I sold the Shadowcaster. I traveled, I think it was 4 hours to get that Vibe Seagulls. Yeah.
Drive to the shop.
Yeah, all the way to Virginia, man. Yeah. But it was worth it, man. It was worth the drive. It's an excellent kayak. And for the money, you can't beat it.
Right on. We've heard nothing but good things about it. Especially it comes with a high back seat,
rudder,
a rudder. Comes with a paddle, and what are some other? I can't remember all the features, but I just for bang for your buck, that is the best Styler kayak there is, hands down.
Oh yeah.
You can stand up and fish it. It's very stable. Like you said, it's got the rudder. In the river, it's amazing in the river, man. You wouldn't believe it's. Just lay your paddle down, put your rudder down, and just coast, man. It's amazing.
Right on. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about your win now. We've covered a lot of the other basics. So where exactly is Elk Fork, O'Brien, and Woodrum Lakes?
It's in Jackson County, West Virginia. It's Elk Fork is right outside of Ripley, probably 5-6 miles. Woodrum Lake is right off the Fairplain exit. No, it's off. Woodrum's off the Kenna exit. O'Brien is off the Fairplain exit. It's still in the same county. They're within 10-15 minutes of each other. So you got three good bodies of water within 15 minutes. And, it don't pan out on the first lake, just skip over to the next lake.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right on.
Option.
I wonder if there's anybody watching from MSKA. Is there any way you guys can tell us maybe some of the top finishers from each one of those lakes? Like O'Brien and Woodrum, out of curiosity. Like the top finisher that fished O'Brien, maybe and the top finisher that fished Woodrum. I'm kind of curious to see maybe the comparison between the, how other anglers fared on those other bodies of water. Was Elk Fork the top? Was in addition to Brandon, were the top three guys, were they all from Elk Fork? It kind of makes you kind of wonder. At least makes me wonder. It's I think Bill Simmons, he's the one that got big for me. I was hoping to get big fish that day too. But he took me in that class. But he was fishing O'Brien Lake. O'Brien Lake is known for the biggest bass. Elk Fork is known for the numbers. And Woodrum's kind of falls there in between. But O'Brien's definitely the big bass lake. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's interesting that the numbers lake paid off for the win.
Yeah, like I said, man, I know that I fished that lake a lot. I know it. I just felt more comfortable there, so it amazed me that I pulled out the fish that I pulled out that day, man. It really did. So it was shocking.
Was it a 3-fish limit or a 5-fish limit?
A 3-fish limit. The longest 3 fish.
What was your total?
54 and a half.
54 and a half. Yeah, 54 and a half. He had second place beat by 6 inches total, man.
Yeah.
He kicked their butts. Good job.
I forget what the winner for our Delta tournament was, but wasn't it like, wouldn't you have won that? Wouldn't he have won our Delta tournament with those numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't the winner like 53 or something, right, Matt?
No, dude, I think he had less than that. I think he had only 50 and a half.
Yeah, you would have won a tournament on the Delta.
Nice.
Yeah, our Delta's fishing funky right now. It's picking up a little bit. I realize it's kind of maybe off in left field. Did you see Greg's video where he dumped that 10-pounder? Or 8 or 9, as he says?
I did.
Gosh,
that thing, it did look big.
It tossed a lot of water.
Yeah, it did.
Tossed a lot of water. We're sorry, Greg. We're sorry, Greg. We feel your pain, man.
Yeah, even he said that when we lose fish, they tend to gain a couple pounds.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it did seem big.
Anyway, so let's go ahead and keep talking to Brandon about his tournament. You did say pretty much why you chose the lake, but maybe you want to cover that a little bit more. You said you fish there rather frequently. That's like your go-to lake.
That's my go-to lake, man. My brother, he actually introduced me to the lake a couple years ago. I kind of always just put it on the back burner because like I said, I kind of shy away from water I don't know. Probably shouldn't do that, but just one day, dude, it was actually when I started kayak fishing. I said, I'm gonna go out to that lake my brother introduced me to. First day out there, man, I caught a lot of nice bass. So from that day on, it was Elk Fork. Every time I went fishing, and I've got to know the body of water pretty well. So it's just a good fit. Excellent body of water, man. The only downfall about that lake is when after a hard rain, it gets muddied up, and I don't mind fishing muddy water. I was telling Wes, fish still got to eat in muddy water. So,
Right.
But it takes forever for some reason, man, for that lake to clear up. It literally takes forever. That's the only complaint.
Right on. About how big are these lakes? Are they, obviously they would you be able to hold all 150 anglers on that single lake, or are they too small?
That'd be tough. I think you could, but it'd be tough.
What would you say is like the max you could probably hold on there and not be on top of each other? Like the 50 to 100, maybe 50, 75, somewhere in there.
I would say around 50 to 60 boats, and I think that's what we had. You had to check with Mountain State to get an accurate count, but it seemed like that's what we had out there that day, and that was comfortable fishing. Everybody is spread out pretty even. It was pretty comfortable fishing. It wasn't bad.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because that kind of helps put in perspective the size, so that we can, those of us who aren't familiar with the area can understand a little bit better.
Elk Fork's 278 acres. Woodrum's is 240, and O'Brien's 217 acres.
Okay, so they're
very small bodies of water, but I mean it's what we got. It's the hand was dealt. We'll fish it.
Yeah, cool. Right on. That helps. That definitely helps that little bit of information. So, what would you say Elk Fork? The kind of fishery is it? Is it a shallow, a deep river, kind of a current flow kind of thing?
Elk Fork is 20. The max depth I think is 22 feet. So you're generally fishing between 12 to 15 feet of water, which for my style of fishing, for what we're used to in West Virginia, it's great. It's perfect.
Right on. What kind of structure does it have out there? Wood.
A lot of wood cover, man. A lot of wood cover, overhanging brush. That's actually where I caught that nice pig at, dude. Skipped it under a big overhanging bush, man, and she blew it up. Got a lot of that out there. A lot of laid down trees, stumps. Dude, you got a lot of stump. If you ain't careful, you get a stump in your scupper hole, and you're stuck.
Oh man.
Yeah, and I think it was the president or vice president of Mountain State kayak anglers. I was pre-fishing Woodrum's Lake. They was out there fishing, and I got stuck on a tree sticking up out of the water, and it ran up into my scupper plug. Dude, I sat there and fought for like 20 minutes, man. Almost tipped my kayak over.
Holy cow!
Yeah. And that's another thing I was nervous about too. Was the morning of I got there at like 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was still dark. Don't have any lights on my boat, and Elk Fork is it's crazy ate up with stumps in the water, man. I was really nervous about getting hung up on a stump and going over in the dark, man. That'd been a trip there.
Oh man, sneezing here. Allergy season.
Oh crap.
Anyways, hopefully.
Scared me, man.
Yeah, because you don't know visual. You didn't see the turn. Anyways, so right on. You should tell everybody. You told me the story about how you got that fish and then you got in the boat, and then tell everybody the story about getting ready to take a picture of it. It's a pretty good story, dude. I thought that was pretty fun to listen to.
Like I said, man, for a bass that size, it was odd for that lake. As soon as I got her top water, man, I realized just how big she was. And just like we all do, just praying to the gods, don't come off, don't flop off, don't throw the hook. And with Mountain State, you got to, I don't know if you guys do it, but you got your certified hog trough and your identifier tag, and then you got to, place her down on the hog trough, snap your picture with everything in the frame just right, so you don't DQ your fish. So I'm trying to land this 5+ pound fish, dude, and with one hand, I'm trying to keep her in the water, keep her alive, because if it's dead fish, they'll DQ it. But I'm trying to keep her in the water, trying to get my hog trough, get my camera on my phone ready, keep my identifier on my hand, keep things set up. So I flopped her up on the hog trough, man, and she's flopping around. So, I was so excited, I bear hugged that fish, dude, like literally. I wrapped her up in my chest, and I bear hugged that fish. I did not want her getting away. So, yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. Like, what was that? You ever seen that, like, GIF or that video, that the guy holding that tuna and it's shaking and it wiggles itself out and jumps overboard?
Dude, that thing's just like. He's like
that's what I envision, Brandon. Is you trying to hold on like it's a big old tuna and it shaking.
Hey, dude, whatever works, man. I did not want that bass away.
Right on. Well, thanks for sharing that, dude. That was I enjoyed him telling me that last night, so I thought everybody would like to hear. All right. So, what kind of surface temp are you guys looking at over there at Oak Fork?
It was, I believe, it was around 70, 75, 77, somewhere around in there. Yeah.
Right on. So, based off the first fish you caught, is that pretty much what you did? Is pretty much targeted brush and low hanging brush and all day kind of thing?
Much, it goes back to, I know the lake. I like to think I do. So I knew early, from
we saw
from
that
6 to 11. That was my time frame. So yeah, I targeted the overhanging brush piles, man. The laid down trees, and it paid off. So yeah.
Right on, dude.
Just dropping a jig, man, dragging it. That's it.
Right on. So, was that the only thing you threw all day? Was pretty much that jig?
Yeah. I didn't change rods. The only time I reached for my tackle was, if I lost a jig, to fix my bait. That's the only time I messed with, dude. I didn't. It was working, so why change it?
Right on. So would you say that? So would you say that was the thing that played the key role? Was that maybe that rod and reel combo?
Man, I tell you, Lou's that. Yeah, big shout out to Lou's, man. I love that combo. I actually went out and bought the same combo the day after. But yeah, it's a Lou's Mach 2 Speedspool spinning reel combo. I think it's 6'9", medium action. Yeah, it's an all-around good set, man. I love it. And that's what I use all day.
That's awesome.
All day. What kind of line were you using on that thing?
Seagar, I think it was 12-pound Flora, fluorocarbon.
Right on. Up in the nasty stuff too, huh? It was getting them out, no problem.
Hey, yeah, I didn't have a problem with it, man. I knew I was kind of worried about it, but not too much. I was trying to be careful of how I was flipping it in the cover, but I mean, dude, I was just having a heck of a time. I was catching fish. It didn't matter at that time, dude. It was working, so I just done what I did, and it paid off. So.
Right on. About how many fish did you actually go through that day?
I probably 15 bass.
Oh, right on. See,
I was chucking bass before I even I guess I misinterpreted the rules of the tournament. I was under the impression your first your first 3 bass, I don't know what I was thinking, but dude, I was chucking bass, wasn't even measuring them. This guy says, "Dude, you ain't measuring your bass." And he explained to me what was going on. I said, "Dang, dude, I was just chucking bass. So good thing I didn't chuck the 5-pounder, huh?"
Not really, man. Jeez.
Right on. Hey, so you're saying you may have actually chucked fish that may have actually cold you up a little bit better?
No, I wouldn't say that. Like I said, Elk Fork is a numbers lake, so you got a lot of 12, 14, 15-inch bass in there, pound and a half maybe. So that's pretty common. I catch them, I look at it and chuck it back in the water. Anything over 2.5 pounds, that's, I'll take a little bit extra time. I don't want to keep a bass out of the water. I don't keep a bass. I want to get them back in the water. I don't want to kill them. So, I take me a quick pick and get them back in the water.
Right on. So,
do it.
It's your first tournament. I realize it's your very first tournament, but if you happen to qualify for the national championship here in the next, years, are you planning on fishing it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm always down to fish no matter what it is, man. Just the tournament makes it. I think everybody's a little bit competitive. It makes it a little bit more fun. So, if it's got to do with fishing, man, I'm in.
Heck yeah.
Right.
Be a hard opportunity to pass up for an opportunity to win $100,000.
$100,000. His eyeball. You used to see his eyeballs. His eyeballs swole, dude. You didn't even know. You didn't know. The national championship, dude. It's $100,000 to first place. $100,000 to first place, guaranteed. And then so you got to figure second place is going to be a pretty good chunk of change and all the way down. And they pay the top 10%. So looks like Brandon might be fishing KBF after all. He didn't know. He's going to.
Yeah, I'll fish it.
Right on, dude. There's monthly state challenges, and then there's special event challenges, and then there's the trail events that'll be all around. Check the schedule. Get on Tourney X and check them out. That's what I would do. Hit up your other MSKA guys and ask them what KBF events did I want to qualify for the national championship. I want $100,000 because yeah.
Wow.
It's worth
it's a good pop there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's Kentucky Lake. How far is Kentucky Lake from you?
I'm not sure. I'd like to say it's probably maybe 4 hours, maybe.
Dude,
it's just a guess.
Get
right
qualified. I wish I lived 4 hours from Kentucky Lake because I sure as hell would be trying to get qualified.
Actually, Kentucky Lake and Gunnersville is a bucket list, so yeah, I definitely want to hit those lakes up sometime.
Yeah, 4 hours, man. Be a good time to spend some time out there, figure the lake out.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
on.
I'll get out there.
Right on. So, what? Obviously, you are pretty much already answered that. What other events do you plan to fish? So I'm guessing you're going to plan to fish some KBF events and also some Mountain State Kayak Angler events. So with that, man, let's. You want to thank any sponsors here before we start getting some viewer questions?
Yeah, absolutely. Bob's Up the Creek Outfitters. That's where I got my kayak, man. Great group of guys. They're in Lexington, Virginia, and Amherst, Virginia. KLM Worms. They're in Burtonville, West Virginia. Ask for Laura. She's an amazing person, really sweet. And then West Virginia Outdoors in Poca, West Virginia. It's a nice store. Go check them out.
Right on,
Awesome.
man.
Thanks for coming on, man. That was a good time. A lot of good info.
Yeah. So if people want to follow Brandon Keene and keep up with his excursions out on the water, where can people follow you, man? Get in touch.
Right now, just hit me up on Facebook. Eventually I'm gonna start a YouTube channel. But just hit me up on Facebook. I post pictures and stuff all the time. So yeah, just hit me up on there, Brandon Keene.
We need to we need to call. You need to create an Instagram and create the username Brandon Keene beginner's luck.
Yeah, right?
Or beginner's luck fishing. That's what you should call yourself. Beginner's luck fishing.
There you go. I'll take it.
We like it, dude. Right on. Do we have any viewer questions we want to ask Brandon before we try to get Steve on here?
You know, every time I'd open up the video, it would open up it won't refresh the comments. They're not popping up as they come along.
Right on. Okay.
So, I don't know. Facebook's always different every week.
So let's see. Steve says he likes my new hat. Thanks, Steve. It is a KBF hat here. I just got it here a couple days ago. Yes, my Enigma hat is all grody. It's got the sweat stain, so I got to get another one here after payday. So that's on the to-do list.
Juice.
Yeah, the what you call? What'd you call it?
It's just being used.
Being used. Oh, they said something juice. I was like, ooh, that's gross.
Definitely not any juice on the hat.
Yeah, sure hope not. Let's see. Yes, Holly, bitches can catch fishes. Indeed, Stephanie Cosby. That's one of my longtime friends since I was a youngin'. Stephanie Cosby says that the hooks are awesome for trapper tackle. Let's see. Matt Keene says, congrats, Brandon Keene. Amanda Keene says, woohoo. Adam, we answered that already. Stephanie, we already answered that already. Let's see. Okay, Michael Lavoie asked a pretty good question. What 5 baits or lures what 5 baits / lures do you not leave your house without?
I don't leave my house without black and blue jig, brown jig, and it's usually Bitsy Bug, Booyah jigs, spinners, Strike King spinners, Senkos. I never go out of the house without Senkos. And some crawls, man. Rage crawls. That's what works for me. That's what I use.
I'm falling in love with the Rage Craws, man. I think they're one of the best trailer baits. In addition to Mr. Greg Blanchard turning me on to the Strike King Menace, was actually pretty badass little bait too. But yeah, man.
Yes.
Good choice.
And you know what actually won the tournament there was a Zoom Brush Hog Watermelon Red.
That's my go-to right there. Number one.
Dude. Yeah. I went, like I said, I went the next day and bought me another rod and reel, but I also bought several packs of those Brush Hogs.
Are you gonna have to buy stock in Zoom Plastics, Zoom Bait Company?
Dude, if it happens like that again, yes. Yeah.
I'll throw those texts, or I'll throw on a shaky head too. They work really well.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Right on. Let's see. My dad says David's back. Yes, David is back. What else we got here? Nathan Finney says you can't be at Vibe. Amen to that, brother. Yes, I did lose a big one, Mr. Motherlode Kayak Angler. But we're not here to talk about me.
Speaking of Motherlode Kayak Angler.
Let's see. Be very tight, 65 max to fish Elk Fork properly. That's what Joe Keen says. Yeah, 65 would be the max on Elk Fork. Look at my boy Brandon doing work. Ron, Rachel Means. Yeah?
Yeah.
It must be Ron and Rachel Means. They must have a shared Facebook account.
Yeah.
David, Dwight, Walls. Hey, Jeremy. Jeremy says, what up, guys? Yeah. Adam says, we got guys jamming out there from California. You got to do it. You got to qualify, man. I'd like to qualify and come out there and shake your hand and everybody else I've had on the stream and everybody that watches. So, yeah, you guys all pray that I can get qualified, and hopefully David can get qualified too, because that'd be pretty cool.
I'll go. All
right, so right on. Hunter Jones, KLM worms, kick and craws are better than Strike King. Well, hey Hunter Jones, you want to send us some kick and craws? Because I'd be more than happy to use them. I'm down to try them. down to try them.
Hey, we'll give them away.
Yeah, you send us enough, we'll give them away. I'm not afraid to give them away. Right on. Well, anything else you guys want to ask Mr. Brandon Keene before we bring Mr. Steve Melander, the Mother Kayak Angler, on here?
Well, thanks for coming on, man. Hopefully we'll talk to you again when you qualify for the national championship, maybe.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You're gonna win a KBF qualifier. Win a KBF qualifier, and then come on here or KBF Trail. Come on here, and we'll talk to you again, man. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Because Kayak Bass Live interviewees tend to have better luck after watching. Rick Rowland won the KBF Open during the national championship just a few short weeks after coming on here, so it can happen.
Nice.
Right on.
I'll give it my best, fellas.
Right on. So again, thank you, Brandon, for coming on. We'll talk to you again soon. I'll message you on Facebook, and we'll chat later. All right, man?
All right, man. Appreciate you having me, fellas.
Yeah, you're very welcome, man. You take it easy, and everybody stay tuned, and we'll bring Mr. Steve Melander. Much better, dude. You're super blue again. It's got to be your. It's got to be your monitor. Nah, you're all right, man. We're already live. I actually realized I accidentally touched the button. But yeah, well, yeah. This is gonna be really weird because I see if I can set it up here, and because I had switch fire keys here, so I got to turn auto live off.
Thanks for coming on, Steve. We're glad to have you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, looking to hear all the info about this tournament coming up that everyone's sounds like everyone's pretty excited for.
Oh yeah. So what we've got is the KBR Kayak Invitational coming up on June 24th out on Kelsey Bass Ranch. That's a Saturday. The Kelsey Bass Ranch is a 125-acre lake that's situated on a 7,000-acre working cattle ranch. Any given time, there could be up to like 2,000 head of cattle on this ranch. And the lake's been there for a very long time. It was started back in like the 20s as a dredging lake. And then in the 60s, they started doing fishing there where they'd let people come fish for $1 a pole. In the 80s, they drained the lake, and then they planted 15,000 Florida strain largemouth over a 3-year period. And now it's pretty much a self-sustaining fishery. There's some pretty big cats, upwards 30, 40 pounds in the lake.
Wow.
There's huge sunfish. Sunfish up to 4 pounds have been caught. I see 3.92 that was pretty big. I've caught some 2 to 3 pounds. And then some pretty hard fighting Florida strain largemouth. The current lake record is 16 pounds, 12 ounces. That was caught in January of 2014 on a swim bait. And every year, 10s, 12s. And Sunday evening, we were out there, and Wes hooked something that might have been pretty darn big. Might have been a double digit that came off. So on top water. So we're getting pretty excited about the tournament. By the time the tournament comes on June 24th, with sustained warm weather, the topwater bite should really turn on.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
That's what everyone wants to hear.
Do the topwater bites. That topwater bite. See, I only thrown the whopper plopper. I didn't throw really anything else. Steve did pick up a River to Sea rover, and he caught. Yeah, so he got one on there, and I just started kind of covering the water. And I had, as soon as I turned around the corner on the windblown side of this cove, I got one, and then I unhooked her and I let her loose, and then I paddled a little bit further, and then I made a long cast, kind of off bank a little bit, kind of out in the middle, and literally a couple of cranks in the handle, and I reached down to correct myself with my rudder, and she hit. She came clear out of the water, and 8 or 9. I swear she's 8 or 9, maybe bigger, probably bigger. I don't know. She came out. Her whole body came out of the water, and as she came out of the water, I reached up to grab my handle, and I go to crank, and I kind of fumbled it, and I don't know what happened. Like a hand slipped off, and I felt her load the rod a little bit, and I went to make a couple more cranks, and she was off. So it's like I got it on video. I mean, you can just see the water displacement. It was just unbelievable how much water she displaced. But there's some toads in that lake, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah, on that video footage, man, it looks like a great white shark hitting a seal. You know, on that footage when they're showing that off the coast of Australia or Africa, that's what it looks like. The amount of water that fish kicked up. But if you're fishing this tournament coming up, we'll know soon who's fishing. You better have a topwater tight on for that early morning bite. Hey, they're saying on the comments, Wes, that when I'm on, if they switch over to your picture, it's killing my audio.
Okay, good. Okay, let me get that fixed real quick. What's going on here? New shot. See if I can fix it here. You guys keep going. I'll fix it here in the background. You won't be able to see me, but it won't mess with the. But anyways.
All right. So I just want to give you the kind of the concept of the tournament. So what we want to do is we just want to do something a little bit different. The lake's pretty small, 125 acres, so it can really only tolerate about 20 anglers. I wanted to give some people an opportunity to come fish this fishery that I'm so blessed to be able to fish. I've been able to go out there since 2000, so I have a lot of history on that lake. And it's the perfect lake for kayak fishing. It's got every type of structure, cover. It's got rock walls, creek channels, submerged islands, above the water islands, mats, lilies. So it's kind of like a bass fishing obstacle course. And you can go out there and just perfect any technique, try something new, that kind of thing. So I wanted to give some guys an opportunity to come out and check that out. I'm relatively new into the kayak fishing scene, not new into the fishing scene. I've been fishing since I was a little kid, making lures, sneaking down to farm ponds, trying not to get shot with rock salt. So fishing bass tournaments on big boats. But now that I'm in a kayak, I really don't want to fish out of anything else. I'm fishing out of a Hobie Outback 12-foot. Love that boat. And just want to give other people an opportunity to fish the fishery that I get to fish. And so wanted to put something together, met with the owner of the ranch, and he was all for it. So we're going to invite 20 anglers out on June 24th. We've got 10 sponsors on board, and we're going to be doing some things a little bit different at this tournament. We're going to be doing some things that we're going to kind of keep quiet and make it a surprise, but there's going to be some cool prizes that guys haven't seen before. The grand prize is going to be a year-long membership to Kelsey Bass Ranch, which very limited number of members, and that's a $2,000 to get a membership out there, and they're in limited number. So he wants to keep the membership numbers under control to keep limited impact on the fishery. And that's what I like about promoting kayaks out there is they definitely don't have the same impact as a 21-foot bass boat. So, so what else you guys want to know?
That's the one-of-a-kind first prize. It's more than just money. It's being a member at a private bass lake. I mean, doesn't get much better than that.
No, absolutely. And I wanted to keep this tournament to where guys would normally never get the opportunity to fish this lake are going to get to fish it. There's no entry fee for this tournament. You're just going to get to show up and fish, and we're going to pamper you. I mean, we're going to have a really nice barbecue, some really cool prizes, and this is definitely one you don't want to miss. This isn't going to be the last one. This is going to be the first one. But so if you don't get to fish this one, don't think this is it. There will be additional opportunities, but this is going to be the first of some pretty cool things to come.
That's exciting to hear. I've always heard of Kelsey Bass Ranch, and this is I'm happy to hear there's going to start being some events out there and stuff to give people opportunity to fish out there.
Absolutely. So, we've already identified 8 of the 10 sponsored anglers. 2 of the companies have decided to kick their slot into the lottery. So we're going to draw for 12 tonight, and then we'll draw for 5 alternates. And, because we really need to know who's going to fish. By June 7th, I need to know who's fishing this event. I need to be able to lock them in. And at that point, once June 7th passes, if I haven't heard from someone and confirmed, then we're moving over to the alternate list at that point. If we exhaust the alternate list, we'll draw some more. I want to make sure we have 20 anglers there. I don't want to lose a single slot.
Right on. Okay, here, let me test the audio. Let me switch back to me. Let me see. So I'm going to doing a little test audio here. Steve, go ahead and chat for a second here. Test audio.
Testing. You should have seen Wes lose that huge fish. Testing.
Anyways, okay, so I'm going to switch back. Hopefully I get a thumbs up from somebody here on the comments here.
I know.
Right on. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and I've got a list of little questions here. Let's go ahead and ask Mr. Steve Melander who/what is Motherlode Kayak Angler. Go ahead and give us the rundown of what all that. Okay, cool. I got all goods.
All right, so I'll tell you. Motherlode Kayak Angler is kind of the name speaks for itself. I love fishing the Motherlode. I've been out fishing the Delta lately. The Delta is my nemesis. I have a love-hate relationship with that place. And but man, I love fishing the Motherlode lakes, McClure, Don Pedro, Maloney's, all of these lakes up here. I love just throwing a jig up on these reservoirs and just getting smacked by these largemouth and spotted bass. Spotted bass are definitely my favorite fish to target. So, that's what this is about. And Motherlode Kayak Angler is just really about growing awareness and participation in the sport of kayak fishing. That's all it's about. And really kind of shining a spotlight on the Motherlode and trying to work towards getting some more events up in that region and show guys what the Motherlode has to offer. And these lakes are gorgeous, man. These are beautiful fisheries with incredible fishing. And I just want to get as many guys out there, and especially on kayaks. I feel strongly that kayaks has less of an environmental impact. And I really think it's important that we get people out there. And if you haven't been up there to those lakes, then I highly recommend you do. And part of Motherlode Kayak Angler is visiting these different lakes, getting some pictures, getting some videos, doing some detailed fishing reports. So if you can't get out there or you've never been out there before, at least I can give you some information and give you a head start so you're not just running blind.
Right on.
Awesome, man. Well,
that is what Motherlode Kayak Angler is there for you, boys and girls. Mrs. Bitches Catch Fishes. Holly. Okay, so we already talked about what the KBR Kayak Invitational is. We talked about when it is. Tell everybody where Kelsey is, for those who don't know.
So it's about 5 miles east of Snelling on Merced Falls Road. So basically, you're coming up out of Merced into Snelling and then hang a right towards McClure and McSwain, and it's 5 miles down the road on the left. And you'll see a sign for it out there.
Yeah. I drove past that I don't know how many times. And then the one time, like last year, I drove past and I saw the big sign. I'd never seen the sign before. And Steve had told me that it's new, right? It's relatively new, that sign is.
That sign's relatively new. Yeah, if you don't know right where it is, you'll miss it. But you can see it on Google Earth. You can search it up, look at Snelling or 7400 Merced Falls Road, and you can zoom it in. There's about 6 lakes on the property. And I fished 4 of them. And the lake to the west, I had a pretty epic day one time. I had 26 pounds for 5 fish, and it's a little small lake, and there's a lake up front that I fished.
I saw that one over coming over I was coming over the hill. I was like, dude, I bet there's some monsters in that one. There's not really necessarily great access to that. We're gonna have
that would be kayak. That'd be great for kayak only. That lake's hit and miss, but the big lake, that's where the big ones are. That's where all the action is for the most part. But yeah, there's 6 different lakes out on the property.
We're gonna have to go exploring, Steve.
Yep, for sure, man.
So, what's my next question I have on here? Okay. So, I have this question: why Kelsey Bass Ranch? Go ahead and tell us why. Why we picked Kelsey Bass Ranch for this kayak invitational?
Well, definitely, just like I said, to give guys an opportunity to fish the fishery that I've been so blessed to be able to fish for the past 17 years and get the experience of catching these Florida strain largemouth, man, these fish just pound for pound, they fight and they jump and they're exciting to catch. And just the opportunity, I mean, you could catch a double digit out there, or and it's a private lake, so we're not going to have to contend with any other boats. We're not going to have to contend with any jet skis, anything like that. And just to do something different, just to do something small, something different, where each angler can get something out of the day, and we can put on a nice barbecue, and we can do some nice things out there. So, like I said, I think this is just the start of something, but just wanted to, throw something to give back.
All right. And why an invitational?
Just because we're limited to 20 anglers. And so maybe in the future we can do it through some qualifying events or something like that. But to get this one up and going for the first one, wanted to give the sponsors an opportunity, kind of give them back something if they wanted to choose an angler, whether they held a contest or whether they had someone in their lineup. And then throw it out for a random drawing rather than doing, we could have just done 20 special invites. We know enough people to do that, but I said, no, let's throw this out there to where someone who doesn't know anyone, who's not connected, and doesn't have an in, can still get an opportunity to fish this lake.
Right on. There you go, boys. And plus, Kelsey can only hold so many boats before it's just overrun with, we're fishing on top of each other. It's not a very big
20.
lake.
20 is just about right. You could put more on there, but 20 is going to be just about right, and guys aren't going to be on top of each other.
That's perfect.
So, moving on, let's go ahead and start talking maybe about the event a little bit more. So, who actually are the sponsors for this event?
So, I've got 10 sponsors. I got Valley View Design Shop, which is like a marketing firm out of the Lake Don Pedro area up in the foothills. They do T-shirts and banners and all kinds of custom type stuff. So they're doing some pretty cool stuff for the tournament. So we're gonna be. I don't want to give too much away, but they're gonna be doing some pretty cool stuff that I think the guys are gonna like. And this is specifically why I need to have my confirmed anglers by June 7th to give them time to prepare for the tournament. And then we got Kayak Bass Live. Y'all know who that is. Then we have Trapper Tackle has stepped up, and so we're looking for some. They're gonna come through with some pretty cool stuff. Guys are gonna get to try the trapper hooks, and then P-Line's on board, and gave us some pretty nice line. Everybody's gonna get to try some P-Line, and then Bully Baits Custom Bass Lures. They're kicking in some really nice high-end type jigs and terminal tackle and stuff, swim baits. They make some really nice stuff. Check them out on Facebook, Bully Baits Custom Bass Lures. Then we've got 5150 Energy Drink. Pretty sure you've all heard of that. That's a pretty big brand. They're a local. They're out of Livingston, California. They do a lot of donations in the community, a lot of sponsorships in the community, and they make a really good product. And so everybody's going to be all jacked up on 5150 Energy Drink when they're fishing this tournament. Then we've got Blue Collar Anglers on board. They're doing some. They're making some really cool T-shirts and doing some stuff. And so talk to Adam, and they're on board. We've got Fatty's Worms, which is another custom lure company out of Los Banos, California, and they do some really nice hand pours and some custom stuff. They make some really cool underspins as well that guys have been having a lot of luck on lately, in terminal tackle and stuff. So they're going to be kicking in some stuff. And Fatty's Worms is teamed up with Stage Stop Gun Store out of Atwater and Mariposa, so they'll be out there together. And then we've got Lure Fans USA, which is another lure company out of the Bay Area. Makes some really cool crankbaits and some rip baits and some lipless crankbaits, some cool soft plastics. You can check them out online, Lure Fans USA. They've got a bait called a Cunning Cub. That's a really cool crankbait that's got a round bottom on it that gives it some pretty violent action and tight wobble, but it moves a lot of water. Those work really good on the Delta. And then Motherlode Kayak Angler, I'm sponsoring it as well.
Awesome.
Right on. So, do you want to talk about who these selected sponsored anglers are?
Yeah, so some of them sure. Some of them I know who they are and have a little bit of background on them, and some of them I just have their name at this point. So I'll kind of walk through that real quick. Valley View Design Shop has chosen a gentleman by the name of Dave Sargentson out of Atwater, California. He's a retired police officer. Then we have Kayak Bass Live has chosen Greg Blanchard. If you don't know who Greg Blanchard is, get on his YouTube pages. The guy makes some really good videos and travels all over the United States. So I always look forward to his videos. Trapper Tackle has decided to kick their slot into the lottery, so y'all can thank Trapper Tackle for another slot. P-Line has chosen Michael Lavoie. Michael's a multi-species fisherman. He's also got a bait company called Branson Baits. Then we've got, for bully baits, custom bass lures, we've got a gentleman by the name of Justin Cornell, Parker Justin Cornell. 5150 has kicked in their slot to the lottery. Blue Collar Anglers has chosen Justin Sr. He's a Yakabass angler. Fatty's Worms, Mike Van Gilder Jr. He's a firefighter out of Lodi. He's got a lot of bass experience, guiding experience, tournament bass fishing. He's been in the industry for a long time. Then we've got Lure Fans USA has chosen Dan Britson. And Motherlode Kayak Angler has chosen Moo Lim Lee of Moo Moo Outdoors. If you guys haven't checked out his videos online, it's Moo Moo Outdoors on YouTube, and the guy is, man, this guy is passionate about kayak fishing. I couldn't help but to choose him. I mean, he lives it, eats it, breathes it, sleeps it. He loves it. So he's feeling very fortunate to fish this event. He's going to have a lot of fun out there. So looking forward to that. So there's the 8 anglers, and we've got 12 to choose plus 5 alternate.
Skype is going goofy. Hold on a minute.
What's that?
My Skype is going goofy.
All right.
I've got a green signal, so I don't know. Skype's being funky. Because David's a little weird, too. No, I froze. Oh! What happened? Skype crashed completely. What happened? I don't know what happened. Skype crashed all the way. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can still see me. Can you still see me? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can still bring Skype up. It may not want to work because of well, that was kind of crappy. Alright, here. Give me a second. Let me try to get this set up.
Woo.
How about
Fine,
now?
guys?
There we go. Now you guys can hear us. Okay. Except for now I have like no... Yeah, now my connection's crappy. It's turning red. Yeah. Welcome to Kayak Technical Issues.
Yeah.
Okay, we're red.
They're still saying they can't hear us. They can't hear us.
Yeah, we got to give it a
Final.
minute. It takes a minute because I can see that the audio is transferring through. It's working. Yeah, so now I have no internet connection. Well, I have internet connection. It's just not broadcasting.
Well, yeah, worst case scenario, I can post it in the comments and then post it up and everything. But yeah.
Oh, it says you're good, so.
Oh, Michael says no sound.
Green. There we go. It should be good now because I can see the audio monitor. It's good. Okay, so this is how we're gonna do it because the overlay's not working, or works, but it starts lagging my machine. So we're just gonna run it with this like Skype, just for the drawing. Go ahead and tell everybody how many entries you had, including all the doubles and everything. But go ahead and tell everybody about how many you had.
Yep. All right, so we had a total of 110.
Wow.
And so what I did was I tried to put it on a randomizer, but when I put it on a randomizer, it was taking out the double entry. So they could enter by hitting the Facebook page and by hitting the Kelsey Bass Ranch Contact Us page. So I wanted to make sure nobody lost an opportunity. So I've got 110, and we'll draw 12, and then we'll draw 5 alternates.
All right, let's get to it, man. I'm excited.
All right, well, people are saying that they don't have it, but we'll just keep rolling, and then we can post in the comments as we draw them, too, as well. All right, so number 1. Okay, all right. All right, here we go. Here we go. Number 1 says James Snyder. Number 1, James Snyder.
Congratulations.
All right. Number 2, Dan Smart with 2 T's. Dan
right,
Smart.
good. Congratulations, Dan.
All right, let's see. Number 3, Cody Chavarria.
All right, Cody.
Sweet, man.
All right, keep going here. Victor Woodworth. Oh, hold on.
All right.
Can you guys see it?
Congrats, man.
Victor Woodworth. That's ticket 4. 5, Fabian Briones.
There's 5.
I'm mixing them every time. Number 6, Daniel Arbuckle from Headwaters.
Right on, Dan. Woo!
I think he said if he got drawn, he was going to throw in a brand new Sea Ghost.
Hey.
Just kidding. I'm just messing around. You guys are going to reach through the computer and strangle me right now. All right.
That's all him.
Kyle Stone.
Congrats, Kyle.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got 5 more on the first 12.
Uh-oh.
Amanda Brannon.
No way. Congrats, Amanda.
Uh-oh. It says we're frozen.
All right, well, we'll just keep going, man, because they can watch it on the playback, I guess.
There won't be...
You're killing me, Wes.
Oh, we're back
Wes,
green.
All this build-up.
We're green.
All this build-up.
All right, okay, hold on. Okay, so what was the last one everybody saw? Because it kicked back in. What was the last draw you guys saw? Because we're at 7 now, right?
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 8.
Somebody comment with the last person you remember seeing.
Well, we got 8. There's 8 of them right there. Let's name off the first 8, I guess. I don't know.
All right, first one, James Snyder. Number 2, Dan Smart. 3, Cody Chavarria. 4, Victor Woodworth. 5, Fabian Briones. 6, Daniel Arbuckle. 7, Kyle Stone. 8, Amanda Brannon.
All right.
4 more on the.
Left. Not many left.
Chris Poppy, Poppi. That's 9.
Man.
Number 10, Richard Woolwind Penny. Richard Woolwind Penny.
Richard Penny's not going to come up from SoCal, is he, for this? Hell yeah, bring it. Bring it.
He entered. Oh, was that Richard Penny from KBF?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. That's 10. 2 more. 2 more. Well, I drew Chris Poppy again. So he had double entry, so that doesn't count. He's already there. He's not bringing a second boat.
Oh, we're dead again.
Yang.
We're dead again.
Ow, come on, man. You're killing me, Wes.
I know, dude. I don't know. My internet was working all the way up to the time we do the drawing. What's up with that? Okay, so last one. Show the last one we just did. I'm pretty sure they missed that one.
Last one was Yia Yang.
Right on.
All right, here we go. Number 12.
Who's going to be the last one?
Yia Yang again.
Dang, man.
What are the odds of that?
Does Yia even fish
Yang,
anymore? I don't even think he fishes anymore.
Yia Yang's lucky day, man.
And so is Chris
Let's see.
Poppy. They need to go buy lotto tickets.
Yeah, Chris Poppy, too. Hold on a second here. I'm mixing hard on this one.
Yeah.
Ken, there's 12. Let's draw the 5 alternates, and with the alternates, I'm pretty sure, one or more of the alternates will get to fish. Out of 20 guys, something's going to happen. And then if we're up to 20, we'll even let alternate 1 show up to the tournament in case somebody doesn't show. So, they won't be able to fish. If everybody shows, they won't be able to fish for competition, but we'll,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, I want to make sure we have a 20, a full field. So, alternate 1. Alternate 2, Dirk Venn, Venn.
All right.
And they're going to be in that order. Justin Martin Del Campo Jr., number 3. James Snyder's, again, number 4. It's his lucky day, too, man. He was meant to fish the tournament, I guess. Number 4, Morgan Swisher. And alternate 5, William Kingsley Finkst. I will post all these up, and I'm going to save all the tickets because in the event that we don't fill it, I'm going back to the drawing.
Yeah, you should possibly think about drawing 5 alternates. Yeah.
So we've got the 5, and I'll hold on to it. If we don't do it, I'll draw some more. Unless you think we should draw 10 alternates.
Nah,
I'm guessing you're going to be okay.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be fine out of 28.
Most of the guys we all know, and they're going to be there. And if they're not,
well, I'm going to post it up. They have to make contact with me by June 7th. If not, we're going to the alternate list, and if we still don't have enough, we'll draw again.
Yep. So you've got a week, pretty much. So
yep.
Right on.
Well, I know Wes and I were sitting here holding our breath, waiting for our names to get called. So.
Oh no! Hey! You guys are working. You get to fish after the tournament.
Well, hey,
you guys are working that day just like I am.
Hey, David.
Nice try, David. Nice try.
The night bite is better, bro.
There we go.
Nice try.
7, it's 8, 9, 10 pounders at night. Right on. Yeah. Right on. So with that, we've got all of our anglers drawn. Hey, David, you want to go and do the drawing real quick?
Yes, I do.
Screen share.
I do. Yep. Screen share it real quick. Who's going to win the Trapper Tackles? Trapper Tackle Hooks. I'm tired.
Wes Jones. Oh, what do you know?
All right. You guys see it?
Yeah, we see it. It's really small, but whatever. So this last week's or this week's?
This is both.
Hey, yeah, that was loud.
All right, Chris Sommerfield, hit us up. We'll get those sent over to you.
You gonna spin it again for the next one?
Oh yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. We're doing 2.
Yeah, for the previous week, and then the one that should be done this week.
All right, here comes another one. So it's Chris and
You gotta take the headphones out because that was loud.
Holly.
Ah, they got 2 sets of trapper hooks in that family now.
Man, that's a Trapper family.
Right on. Cool. Steve is typing away all the winners of the lottery.
Yeah. Sorry it was such a, the internet just doesn't like us at the important times, I guess. But,
dude, yeah,
thanks
perfectly
fun,
fine.
Steve.
Perfectly fine. Well, it wasn't the internet, dude. It was Skype. Skype crashed, and then once Skype crashed, it killed everything. Like, it made everything.
Dang, Skype.
So,
anyways,
I'm gonna have to buy like my own server or something weird. But anyway, so with that and all that awkwardness, thank you for tuning in this week. I apologize about the problems, but it wouldn't be Kayak Bass Live if there weren't any problems.
right.
So, congratulations. Oh, it's like now it's kick. Okay, now we're live. Okay, so congratulations to all the guys who won invitations to the KBR 2017 Kayak Invitational. We hope to see you guys out there, and we look forward to it. Make sure you tell June. You said June 7th, correct?
June 7th.
Okay, yeah.
Yep, that's the deadline. Once it turns to June 8th, that's it. I'm going to move on.
Okay. So, and then those people have a week after that. Your alternates you kick in, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to move through it really quick. Yeah, the alternates as well. I mean, we got to move through it because the one of the sponsors needs to have time to prepare some stuff for the tournament.
Okay, cool.
That's going to be specific to the anglers. So
It's awesome.
So
I'm
yeah,
jealous.
yeah. Oh, you'll be there. You'll be there. You'll be there cooking some tri-tip, and you'll be there watching the guys catch big fish. Hey, thanks again, guys. I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to put this on every week. This is something I truly look forward to. It's one of the highlights of my week. And I know it's a pain in the butt sometimes, and it's a lot of work, and you guys aren't getting paid to do this, but you're definitely growing the sport, and I truly, truly appreciate what you guys are doing, man.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the kind
It
words.
goes for you, man. We're really excited for this tournament.
Right on. Okay, so with that, in spite of technical issues, love, peace, and chicken grease. See if it'll let
Sound
me.
good.
Chicken.
See if it'll let me kick into the prelude here. I bet it will. Oh, I noticed.
Yeah, now
Yeah, love, peace, chicken grease.
Work now.